Queen Catherine Parr's Afterlife. On the 5th of September, Queen Catherine Parr sadly died from childbed fever, leaving behind her daughter Mary and husband Thomas Seymour, Lord High Admiral. Considering she was a Queen Dowager, she wasn't afforded the 2-week mourning process, as was tradition. She was wrapped in cerecloth and the lead then built over the top, fashioned around her body. Lady Jane Grey, Seymour's ward, was chief mourner, and was laid to rest where she died at Sudeley Castle Chapel. As was the case for many castles and private homes during the Civil War, the parliamentarians destroyed part of it and Sudeley became ruins, and Catherine's tomb along with it. In 1782, a local man came across her lead coffin as he had been poking around the site of the ruined church. He knew it to be her as the stamp on the lead was still intact. Here lieth Queen Catherine, wife to King Henry VIII, and the last wife of Thomas Lord Sudeley, died 5th of September. He was curious, so he pulled apart some of the lead and saw that all of her cloth was still intact. And he cut through this. Her flesh looked, well, fresh. No decay had set in at all. Later on, a group of ladies came and did the exact same, to see one of Henry's wives for themselves. This time, they tore through the cloth on her face, and it was still intact and quite beautiful. They took from the body some teeth, locks of hair, and cut away some of the fabric of her gown. Suddenly, the eyes sunk back into her head and the skin started to decay rapidly as the air was getting to it. It matched the previously seen arm as it had started to rot. Opened yet again in 1786, she truly was decaying now, and this was when they sketched their findings. In 1792, the story gets even more awful. Once again, she was dug up, but this time brutally handled. They basically played with her corpse and threw it on a rubbish heap. The men instructed to rebury her all got drunk and instead of doing their job, supposedly ripped off her head, played football with it, and plunged knives into her chest and ripped out her remaining hair and teeth. The final insult was that they then buried her upside down. In 1817 she was found in this way and moved to a vault. Finally, in 1861, when Sudeley and the chapel were restored, Catherine was given a proper tomb again, as befitting a Queen Dowager. I didn't realise, but Alison Weir mentions the current tomb is based on a drawing of the original, which is quite lovely. Her afterlife is absolutely mind-boggling, and I hope she severely haunted the people who did such awful things to her earthly remains.